Yeah.
All right, guys, we're here. It's Life and Times, like always. We're here with a very, you know what? This is a fun guest, a special and fun guest. He's two for two. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I've heard his music before. I was introduced to it. I think Matt showed me, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I think what kind of drove it into me was when we went to I want to say it was Jashaya's listening party,
Yeah.
and you performed, and I was like, oh yeah, nah, this nigga's fire as hell. Like this just brought it to a whole nother level. I said, okay, I said I gotta have Buddy on the show. You know what I'm saying? So definitely through time and me, flaking a couple times here and there, we made it happen. You know what I'm saying?
It happens. Everything happens for a reason. I'm saying.
Like I said, at least it happened at the right time. This is the right time, guys. But we're here with my good friend. Just introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? It's Keshore.
Yo, what's up? It's like a Vans commercial. Yo, what's up, Keshore? Or like right before the Disney shit.
Yeah.
Keshore.
I'm like,
it's Disney shit.
hey, my name is Keshore. Welcome to this channel.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed that. Like old Disney was like
That was the vibes.
it was a perfect. It was,
Jake, the American Dragon.
man. You know what's great? And then wait, but before they redrew it, 'cause remember they redrew it halfway.
The original
through.
is fire.
The original fire.
The second one is like
not it.
It's not it.
You can tell they really took their time on the first one. Like it really shows that just because like a show's premise is fire, like if everything else isn't like top quality,
It's weak. It just
it's not
falls
gonna
off.
matter. Like it's not gonna do its justice. You know what I mean?
That shit was looking terrible that last season. I'm like, nah, I couldn't even watch it.
A lot of I feel like too after like certain characters or creators like die or whatever the case is, like I mean, things really take like a crazy like just downshift in quality.
Well, I'm pretty sure like with most of them shows, they be giving them like 1 season contract, and then like they be expecting them like, all right, y'all finna be done.
Yeah.
And then it gets hella popular, and the niggas like, oh, come on. But it's
You
like,
might as well
they hire a new set of niggas.
and then it's like,
You
yo,
niggas can't
it's like yeah, they got it. You know,
yeah,
I
niggas
feel
be
like
weak.
I feel like Disney does that, but I feel like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network were the only two that were like,
They
nah,
held it down.
we're gonna ride the, you guys made it. You guys are gonna be the ones to like, cause like there's no real. This is crazy off topic. This is like there's not like a lot of like really fire TV shows that were like say the last like 10 years besides like regular show. Regular show was really it for me.
Regular, you didn't follow Mace World Gumball?
I would say yes, those are like the only two. Cause like everything else after that, like I'm not watching Uncle Granddad.
Oh, nah.
We're not doing that. Like I'm not.
Maybe Bears.
Yeah,
Bear,
I mean,
Bear.
if I'm
I'm
not
faded,
if it's on,
Yeah,
it
if
has
it's
to
on.
already be on. You won't catch me like
I'm
looking
not pulling
for.
up.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I've been fucking with the those new animated shits on Amazon, like Invincible.
Invincible.
And
It does, but see, those ones are. I feel like somebody's out there doing it right though, because it's the
facts.
Amazon's really good for like gore.
I
Like
know
they
they be having the craziest
The
shit
Boys is
on their
insane.
shit.
I'm just we're talking
The
about cartoons,
Boys
but
is
the
goated. That's my shit. I can't lie.
You can't go too much farther than like what they've done.
Yeah,
because they're doing like
bro. You seen that when dude exploded at that nigga?
bro,
He exploded out of his penis.
the blurb that whole thing up. But like that's what I'm saying. No,
That was crazy.
But the fact that who's thinking of this?
I know some crazy.
Like
niggas.
that's like I think the same thing like with Saw, like all those Saw
Saw is
movies. It's like yo, who sat here? Who was the like? How was that like an idea you had?
Bro was just chilling in the crib, like, damn,
Evil puppet.
1,000 ways to die. How we gonna do it?
Evil puppet.
Evil puppet.
And puppets are always evil at the end of the day.
Shit,
And
on a
I think
tricycle.
the craziest thing I think I've seen was when they were they got into the room and the key was in that vat of needles.
Oh my god!
And she had to like they wasn't gonna do it. And then Buddy pushed her in there. Oh my god, I had to turn it off.
That was wild.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I turned it off because I was like, I think I have like a fear of needles, but I was like, oh no, like no.
So I was like one of the movies like I never went and watched it on my own. Someone else would put it on. I would always watch it at my cousin's crib. He'd be like, you want to watch Saw? And I'll be like, no,
No.
nigga. He's like, we got 1, 2, 3. Niggas put
We're
that
at
shit
8 now.
on. I'm like, yo, she's just scar me.
Yeah.
Same thing with the damn a Final
A
Destination.
Final Destination.
Yes.
Yeah, that made me think of Life way. That's why, like, you driving behind like a pickup truck that's having cars on it, switching to the other lane.
I'm saying.
I'm mad if the lane is slower.
Or the elevator shit.
Oh, I'm not again. Like those are like
Shit's
I
too
would hate to be
crazy.
the guy that had that idea because it's like now you gotta knock on wood everywhere you go because it's
It's
like
cursed for life.
You're realistically because all those were like things that could definitely happen. Like you're driving and a fucking log falls off a car. That's probably happened
Right.
like that happens like probably once a week probably. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, RP to those niggas, man.
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying. So
It's gone.
anyway, but how are you? How are you doing? are you hopefully you're doing well.
We about to manifest some demons we keep playing
You
around.
just was like,
Manifest some demons, bro.
So, oh god, that was a crazy tangent. I'm not gonna cap, but I feel like it's important. You know what I mean? But so for anyone that doesn't know who you are,
Yeah.
where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta. I was born in Miami for a while. I lived there. I spent like half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what part of Atlanta?
Douglasville.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that I've had enough Atlanta people on here, I know exactly where that's at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Are you were there the whole time or like?
I lived there since I was probably like right towards the end of elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So like middle school, high school, I spent there. So basically, I feel like the most crucial parts of a
Of the
growing
developing stages
was in Atlanta. So I just be like, I'm from Atlanta.
I mean, it's the easier answer.
Yeah.
Because you say Florida or like, well, I'm from Miami. Oh, really? You don't look like it.
Yeah.
You don't sound like
you
it.
don't act like it.
You know, which is just means you're just not insane.
Yeah.
that's fucking. I mean, hey man,
crazy.
I was saying I was just talking about it. I was like, yo, they try to make Florida not a state.
I know.
Like, you know what I
Make
mean?
it its
Like,
own country.
it's
You
its
know what I'm
own
saying?
country,
No man's land.
which is insane. Like, I mean, I went on tour there, and I went like for some work, and I mean, every time I've gone, it's like it just doesn't feel like a real place.
It's not real.
Like in any part. And
That's how like Atlanta be feeling like too. Like it don't be feeling like it exists. Feels like a magical land. Like
it's like Chalk Zone.
Yeah, like, niggas just drew it out of a picture book, bro.
just fucking.
It's like magic and shit. Like I don't believe that place even exists. It's so crazy.
Unfortunately I've never gotten to go to Atlanta, and like I have to because there's a lot of people that won't leave Atlanta that I have to have on this show.
There's no place like it. I guarantee you, there's no place.
I believe it. I feel like it does get a bad rap, but I feel like people aren't talking about Atlanta as the city. They're talking about Atlanta as like, or they're talking about the city. They're not talking about the outskirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it can't be all bad.
Because people, I feel like the misconception is like niggas think, oh, inner city is Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When realistically, it's like kind of like how LA is like the valley and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like West Side, like where like Santa Monica and shit. So it's the same thing with like Atlanta. Is like all that encapsulates within that city. So like there's different parts like that be like it be turned, it be vibey. It don't be as sus as what niggas be trying to say and shit. Niggas be trying to say, you go to Atlanta, you gonna die.
Yeah. I mean,
nah,
but you
bro.
got a lot of green individuals that's never gone nowhere either. So it's like they're kind of their idea of a place is only what you would see on Twitter, or they might see on the news somewhere that, you know, whatever the case is.
Or some memes or some shit.
Super memes.
Some
or you might know
memes.
one person from Atlanta and you don't really know exactly what they're like in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's like you're kind of going off their word. So it's like, I mean, moral of the story, you should just find things out yourself.
Just go.
Just go. Just go figure it out.
That's what I be trying to tell people. They don't want to go though. They just like being home.
Nah, you know, and people will tell you that it's the same thing with people. But it's like, no, I'm working. Like, I'm still doing things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just trying to find time to do it. You know what I'm saying? The right way. Because I just don't want to go for a week. So like, you can't just, you gotta
at least in like 14
yourself.
days, 10 days.
Yeah, like at least I'm trying to go for like a month. I'm trying to just entrench.
Dive in for
Yeah,
real.
you gotta just entrench yourself and just figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And and move around and get a lay of the land. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Landle.
it's the same idea where it's like you said, like when people say, "Oh, we're not from I'm from LA."
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, people take that at face value. You know what I'm saying? Because LA is a bunch of different other
Nah,
like
facts.
boroughs, but it's also like saying you're from New York.
Literally.
It's like, okay, but where in New York? You know what I'm saying? Because
either from Queens, from BK, from
all those. I feel like I'd be from like Brooklyn. I want to be loud.
I'll be from Brooklyn. Nah, I'll
Ah,
probably be from Queens.
yeah, Yonkers.
Yonkers?
I feel like
Me?
Yonkers. Yeah, you be Yonkers. They're gonna kill me for that.
Yo,
They're gonna murder me for
they
that.
gonna fuck me up for that. Too.
You didn't. You
bus,
didn't.
bro.
Fuck it. Let
Fuck
it happen.
Fuck it. 2 tears
Get
in
over.
the bucket.
So growing up out there. So what was it? I guess musically like out there for you. I mean, in your your time.
I feel like I grew up around an interesting time. I feel like in music, it was like right in the transition. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The birth of the SoundCloud era. So I feel like there's a lot of inspirations. Like
Move that mic closer.
coming. Oh shit.
There you go.
Boo. There.
Boo.
There's like
Bow.
I feel like there's a lot of inspirations. Like around that time, like Gotti was coming up, like Cardi was coming up. Then you have Awful Records, and you have like Six Dogs. You have like
Hey, rest in
hella
peace.
people. R.I.P. That's the bro. R.I.P.
I'm glad. Side note, I will say the way they did Father, they shouldn't have did him the way they did him. Father's like, and I would
He's
say
the GOAT.
he's really that guy.
He is.
They shouldn't have did him the way that like it ended up panning out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy he still drops music.
Now the thing is though with Father is like I feel like there's enough time for him to like not saying
around.
yeah it's not saying he hasn't reached
No.
the point that where he wants it, but you know what I'm saying, like there's so much time, like, and the nigga's music just keeps getting better and better. Like
He makes some of the best music ever.
bro, it's insane. That nigga is insane.
Especially like if you go solely off his Twitter or some shit like that, you won't imagine like, oh, he actually makes like music that makes sense. Because he'll get on there and just say whatever. But
He
you
do
know,
be saying, yeah.
but it's just the fact too where it's like Awful Records was like a fucking conglomerate.
It was insane.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if Awful Records didn't exist, a lot of niggas wouldn't even be,
the correct
sitting here. I wouldn't be sitting here, bro. I can't lie. I was influenced.
No, I mean, and especially too, like the Awful Records, like time, like there's Awful Records versions of different artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone likes those versions better just because they were a lot more free. Like you can tell, like they were just
and everyone was just smacked. No one gave a fuck. They was just smacked. Didn't give a fuck.
Definitely cocaine mountain.
Just making songs. The niggas was just turned. It was young and turned.
Before it was young and turned, for real. No God, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, man. Father did a lot for the culture, man. Ain't he really like showed niggas Maxo Cream before niggas even knew about Maxo Cream? Like, and again, if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. We can argue. But same idea.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah,
because
I'm thinking because that's when like I first heard about him.
Yeah,
because I didn't know that until I knew about Father before I knew about Maxo. But then directly after that, then that song came out. That with him, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm like, okay, now he's on the, you know what I'm saying? So again, you guys might also be all from Texas too, and
I was like,
before,
still. I feel like I was hella late to a lot of shit too, because it wasn't until like growing up, I was a video game, like go outside. Like I wasn't really listening to shit for real, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until like high school, you know, I was like talking to hoes or whatever. And like I'm like, damn, I gotta put them on some fire music, you know what I'm saying? And so like shit, I started like looking and shit up, finding new shit, and that's how I like started like tapping in for real. It's like Father and like Chance, Childish Gambino.
Chance had one good album.
All Future. That was around the time that album came out.
Yeah.
Acid Rap. It was perfect.
Yeah,
perfect time.
Perfect time.
Perfect. That's all I needed. That's all I needed was that. I'm good with that. He created one of the best mixtapes of all time.
I'm not gonna lie. This is probably I might cut this out, but we'll see. I'm not gonna lie. I like artists when they're on drugs a lot better than when they're not. Like it's I think again it's the level of just being free. I feel like they're being 100% them.
I feel like, you know, when niggas be smacked, they be saying crazy shit. It's really like people's self control. Like,
Yeah.
niggas just be getting addicted. They just be getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what be fucking them up. But when they was first like getting smacked, making music, everyone
was great.
It was vibey. Everyone was just making good vibes.
I'm definitely gonna cut this part out. Mac Miller's Faces is the best album. Like if we're gonna talk about like in a really like curated mixtape era, he has like it's at least 5.
He has the craziest track record.
Yeah, like
his music is insane.
It's some of the best. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like this Divine Feminine. I didn't like that one.
I was okay with it. Good AM.
Good AM was good.
And the one that came after Divine Feminine when he's like sitting down
that's the last one. That's wow. Swimming?
Swimming is one of the best albums. That is top 10 album. But when I hear that shit, I'm like,
but Faces was really like the face of his drug like problem, because the whole thing was about coke. Like the entire thing was about coke, but it was just such a good album. Like that time was just a really interesting time. But again, rest in peace to Mac Miller.
He's an artist that was just bold enough to be vulnerable, because it's like you can't really be hard. Like, you white, you know what I'm saying? Like, you not wasn't.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what Paul Wall or John whatever fuck that nigga name is. You're not that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be vulnerable.
Yeah, you gotta go that route. You gotta go the poetry route.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But I get it. I mean, there is not to say there isn't hard white rappers, but I will say, in his defense, I'm not afraid of Mac Miller's persona. Wouldn't have made me afraid.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm trying to post up and chill.
Yeah, like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was so funny. Anyway, but yeah, so like I said, so you're influenced, you're listening to, these things for the hoes, and then what happened?
Yeah, I literally was like this. I like found out about like really like the whole culture of like rap and shit, and just like music beyond the aspect of like regular shit I was on the radio or like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit
like,
that had a little bit more meaning.
Yeah, like, and I was like listening to radio shit, and my parents is like, they're Jamaican, so I'm listening to a lot of reggae, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
So it's like, that's what I really grew up around, was like radio, reggae, and like, I would watch like hella like anime, so I used to listen to like the soundtracks and shit, because I fuck with the guitars and shit like that, so I didn't know really much about rapping for real until high school, and I just became obsessed. It was like, I was on crack or some shit. I was dead ass like, I gotta find everything. I was listening to everything I could find. And that's how I just gained like a mass knowledge in the span of like 3 years. I was like, instantly just clicked.
I will say, side note too, I am gonna get off topic. But I was listening to something that you were talking to. I can't remember the podcaster's name, but great guy. Seems like a great guy. But you're talking about the anime thing and how you wanted to have your own like anime like company per se. And like have people like work under you and like create this stuff and whatever.
I was a young nigga at the time, so
it was an old interview.
It's an old interview. That was a crazy idea I had, but like it's condensed itself now.
To what? Because like there isn't a lot of like there's a lot of anime, especially in LA.
I want to like just make a good story.
Okay.
Instead of making it, when you're young, you think like, I want to go to the fucking moon, I want to jump around, do all sorts of crazy shit, fly on jetpacks. Like, nah. I was like, let me consolidate this. I'm like, what if I just made one really good story at a certain part of my life? I make a good story, and I make something like, whether it's like a comic book or some shit from it, or like a show or like a movie or some shit. Just one. All I want is one. Just say I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, it still shows growth, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But also too, it's just like, I was listening to you say this and I was like, you know what? That would be fire.
That would be lit though.
Like,
that would be lit.
Like it's a long idea, but it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad one.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can.
I would have to devote my life to that though. That's the only thing. I can't do that on the side. Like I can't be like,
no, that has to be fun.
All right, Friday I'm gonna go to the office today. Go read some scripts.
Depends on how many. Depends on how many people you They gotta, like you can have them like write it, and then they gotta go through like 3 tiers of like different inspections that you don't do. So then you only get like the best like 5 out of like 500 or something like that. But it might make like civil unrest inside the building. But
it could be some shit.
It could be some shit. Like what I mean. I feel like something. Hey man, just
on some Jay-Z shit where I want to hang up the boots and fuck around and try something else.
Try something else. And I've always said, like, outside of music, you kind of always want to have something else to fall back on, or something else that you invested in, silently that
most
you want to.
Definitely. Some low key plays,
exactly.
Know what I'm saying?
Like, because, like I said, music doesn't have a pension. You know what I mean? You're not going to, unless you're fucking, Drake or shit like that.
Yeah.
That, music's probably going to pay, every bill you ever have for the rest of your life. But, hey, but, still, even though when you get older, those paychecks do get smaller. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less one of those things. But yeah, so so from there, so at what point did you kind of start making music? And I heard a story from that other podcast, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's a geeky ass story.
It's a super funny story though.
Didn't want to be a rapper at all. Like, I know everyone says that shit.
Yeah.
It follows the same similar premise. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, didn't want to do it. The homies were like, you should try it. I'm like, all right, say that.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm like, my homie Byron at the time, he still makes beats, but I was like, yo, make me a beat and I'll rap on it. Rapped on it. It was so ass. It was terrible. Like, I uploaded it at the same time I recorded it.
Oh, he didn't even waste no time.
I didn't give a fuck. I thought I was that nigga. Literally at that moment. I was like, no, this is too hard. Yeah. It was ass. Like, after a couple of months of hearing other niggas like play it while I was around and like giggling and shit, they're like, "Nick, you made this." The subtle like, yeah, nah, this song is so ass. Like, we have to play this because it's so geeky. That was like the shit that was going on. I was like, nah. Then I like teetered around, like didn't really make shit for real, and like probably like senior year, a lot of shit was just going on in my life. I was like, fuck it, like, let me try making music. So I just started grinding and shit and like started doing good. And then my parents were like Jehovah's Witnesses. They like still are. So like when that shit was going on, I was keeping it low key. You know, I would record when they're not home. They're like,
yeah, exactly.
I would like sneak over to the homie's crib, record at his crib. My homie Sam, shout out Sam. You know what I'm saying? Real low key. I would borrow like my man's Kevin Kazi. I used to borrow his mic.
Goddamn.
I used to be like, yo, let me borrow your mic for like 2 days, nigga.
Crazy request.
I would like sneak this shit into the crib. I'm like recording this shit when no one's home. And like, eventually shit started doing good. I started getting like decent at it. And then like people started being like, all right, it was ass at first, but this shit kind of slack, nigga. Mm-hmm. And then like, eventually, my parents got wind of it from like somebody else,
which is insane.
Insane. It was like, yeah, your son, Keshore. They're like, Keshore? How the fuck they know that nigga name? That's just my middle name. You know what I'm saying? Everyone just knows me.
I was like, what? How did the name even come about?
It's just my middle name, but not a lot of people know my middle name. You know what I'm saying? My last name. Yeah, facts. My last name is Serge Bally, so a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, call me like Serge, or call me like by my first name and shit. Mm-hmm. And like nicknames or whatever. And then like they found out, they took a dive. They took a deep search. They went to YouTube and Google.
Keshore.
Typed in Keshore, found everything. Niggas was tight. I was like, yo.
Because he was cussing like a motherfucker.
Cussing like a motherfucker. I'm smoking gas. I'm like, put in it, put a beats, I'm fucking it hoe. Went crazy, bro. And then I was like, nah, this is too wild. So like right after I graduated, I was like, nah, I gotta get up out of here, bro.
You gotta get low.
Yeah, I had to get low. Like, I just need to go do my own thing.
They tweaked out?
They was tweaking, bro. But I love them, so I was like, nah, I can't put these niggas through this, so I gotta dip. So I was like out of there, and now I'm here.
Oh wait, so you moved from Atlanta straight out here?
I moved from Atlanta. I was couch surfing up like East Coast. So I was like staying between like Maine and Boston, NY, like couch surfing for months up there, just like cooling it, doing shit. And then I ended up out here.
Just ended up.
Well,
couch surfed onto a plane and then just got.
You know what I'm saying? It was unforeseen circumstances, and then I just was like, damn, Well, I fuck with out here. I'm just not gonna go back to over there.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. I'm on the road. Like I just got this backpack, and then I just ended up staying out here.
That's fire. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, don't got that resilience in them to just be able to couch surf and be just, you know, trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? While also trying to, you know, find places to stay and shit like that.
I was young and turned.
And determined.
Delusional. Delusional. It was fucking crazy, bro.
I mean, hey, man. It worked out, though. You know what I'm saying?
It did. In the most unforeseen ways I ever saw it happening, a lot of things happened because I was just like, fuck it. It's just, I'm going to just grind it.
Yeah, no.
If I fuck up, I fuck up. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if I die, I die. Like, if I go broke, I go broke. Like, niggas ain't gonna tell me I ain't fire though. So I was just like,
niggas ain't gonna tell me I ain't fire. Yeah. This is also just a dead in this hoodie promo. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is promo. This is advertisement.
This is advertising.
This is dead in this hoodie. Gatorade. I'm sponsored by Gatorade.
Oh wait, shit! I probably have to blink that out.
Promo code MD.
MD. So you get to California,
yeah,
and then what happens? So like, do you just automatically start working on music? Or you keep continuing, or like,
well, I was
what's
already
the next move?
I was already fucking around with it, but I was just like really like, I moved out here. I was in the valley, no car.
Love the valley.
Still no car. I'm still an Uber god. I'm an Uber demon. I take so much Ubers they gave me free Uber rides. At the time I was still to this day I'm still an Uber demon. I know how to drive though, but I'm an Uber demon. I was just
you drove here, right?
Hell no. Why would I drive? I can use my phone.
Let the machines work for you, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you.
Spinning it around on them. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy man.
But I was doing that shit, Ubering around, meeting like people out in the scene out here, and I was already like on the internet wave, so I was just linking people I knew off online and shit, making plays, and just like trying to make shit that was good with the resources I had. Cause I never really had like a mic for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All I had was like
Buddy's mic.
Yeah, I didn't even have a computer. Yeah, no, I didn't have a computer. I was just vibes.
You were just vibes.
I just knew I could write a good song. So any chance I got, I would just record. And for some reason, like opportunities would like present themselves to me where I'm like, oh, you can record. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like one of those things how, you know, some people be like, it'd be so barren. They'd be like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting there chilling. I'm like, damn, I wish I could record this shit.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you want to put it da-da-da-da? I'm like, say that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
just... It's just kind of falling in your lap.
Yeah, I was just playing. I was just going along with the ride, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Keeping up with it. And then, yeah. So I just started just doing that shit. And eventually, like, I got songs that did good. Made connections.
Real good.
Real good.
Real good. No, just, yeah, let's not skip over it, though.
Real good.
You did some numbers now. You know what I'm saying? Just did real good. You know what I'm saying?
They did pretty good. I can't lie. Still kind of baffles me that shit even exists. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it's just so different. Like within that realm of like the type of shit where it's kind of funny where like the whole snot thing happened because that makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? But like it's almost like you guys are like just kind of polar opposites, but the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I said, it just has so much joy in it. And it's just funny because you would have never known if you couch surfed for fucking between 3 states for 6 months and then found your way in California and couch surfed in California in the valley.
Yeah.
No less with no car. Just trying to Uber it out. You know what I'm saying? That the music reflects such a nostalgic, happy, I guess, moment or moments. You know what I'm saying? So it almost juxtaposes itself.
It's like a good thing it happened. Cause all those things allow me to like have some shit to write about. I feel like if I was just at home in Atlanta doing the same shit, because if I didn't leave and do my own shit, I probably would have been living in the city doing the same shit.
Doing the same shit.
You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably wouldn't have came up with the ideas that you would come up with when you
not being at home.
Exactly.
Or in your same environment. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, so even from there though, like what kind of what kind of sparked the idea where it's like, okay, or what was the first thing where it was like, okay, I'm going to do this for real? Like, you know what I mean? Because you always have that, even after that song doesn't go crazy immediately. It's like, well, shit.
What I do, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Here's what it was. It happened before I came to LA. I was on the bus to NY from Atlanta.
There's a bus that goes from Atlanta through New York.
Yeah.
Is that the China bus? Is it that one?
Yes,
Okay,
the
so
China
okay.
bus.
Nah, no, I
Took the China bus. This is so funny. Took the China bus with Kevin Kazi and Tommy Ice.
You're in a crazy. It's a crazy bus. It's a crazy bus. Like,
might have been one of the craziest bus rides I've ever had in my life. Actually, nah. There's a few, but
that's like
that was the start of a crazy journey.
Yeah.
I remember just driving, like not really driving, but just sitting in the bus. I'm seeing all these people. I'm looking out, and I'm like, damn. I look at Kevin. I'm like, I don't think I'm going home. He looked at me. He was like, me neither. I was just so ready to just be in NY, just like fuck it. I'm because I was inspired by basketball too, like growing up, especially like towards like that moment of me leaving when he was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna live on the streets because I'm just make shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it, I'm just live on the streets. Fuck it. like I'll be home. This is cool. I'm like dumb as hell, bro. I'm like, fuck it, bro. And like literally like shit started falling in front of me where it's like, oh, you want to stay here or you want to do this and do that and come with me do this? And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just go. All right, fuck it, I'll sleep here, I'll stay. And I just kept like doing that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Literally starting from zero.
Yeah.
Zero monies.
Zero funds.
Zero funds.
And then just was
vibes.
Like, yeah. But see, I feel like you got to do that shit because it really makes everything else you're doing so much purposeful. Like, cause you're doing it to survive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It makes you really care about, I feel like it makes you care about the shit you're actually doing.
Yeah.
When it's like, okay, this is it. There's nothing else.
Yeah. Like, it's really all or nothing. Like, in those, at least in those moments. But it's like the fact that you guys all were like, this is it. This is our last China bus ride. Fuck it. We're here.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going back. Fuck it.
It's just, we don't, I'm trying to think of like, we don't have anything like that out here. We have a beach bus.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a JIT,
y'all got the train.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like just like a regular bus. It's not like a Greyhound. Yeah. That takes you because I think
those buses are cursed.
No, they're all. I mean, look, man, it's a crazy thing because I remember when we was JITs, like because I live like north of it, like I live outside LA, and like so when we was kids, everybody would be like, oh, we're gonna take the beach bus and just drive and take you to the beach. But if you miss that bus, you're fucked. You're about to be in Venice fighting for your life.
With the crackies. The crackies are out,
exactly, because it's about to be insane. But I'm like, I don't think I've ever had LA doesn't have something like that connects you from like, it'd be fine if they did that from like here to like San Francisco, but not like a train, because trains don't sound fun.
Actually, I used to think that. Trains for a long period of time are not fun.
But like that would be a long period. What's a long period of time? Like a couple days, or
more than 3 hours.
Anything would be more than 3 hours on a goddamn train, unless you're in like this, like you're going like Glendale to like downtown.
Well, that's the train going inward. When you take the train going on the beach, sometimes it'd be like, I feel like it'd be like, wait, nah.
It gotta be way longer than that.
I think it's long. I'm tripping.
Because then you gotta think. It gotta be stops.
Every time I got on that damn train, I fell asleep.
Yeah. See, now if you would stay awake through the whole thing,
I've been falling asleep, bro.
It's like you're going to Hogwarts. You've been on that bitch for so long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
it's crazy.
I remember I was gonna go with some girl to like. I gotta cut that out. I was supposed to go with somebody to I forgot where it was, just somewhere up north, and I remember looking. Because it's Amtrak. Amtrak's the only one, you know what I'm saying? And it was like 5.5 hours or some shit like that. And I was like, for what? And I was like, oh, it has to make stops along the way. I said, oh, no, there's no way. I'd rather walk. Fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just Lewis and Clark it out. Like, you know what I mean? Just figure it out. But insane. But I say that to say, though. Crazy. You have an album that I've been listening to, I think, since that show. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna escape me. I'm feel like a fake person, and I have to take my phone out so I can see it because it's the only one that's on your Apple Music. So you don't want to just blur the name out. That'd be
Wait,
great.
wait. What's the?
It's Sunset Diaries.
Oh, Sunset Diaries. Yeah, yeah.
God damn, that's a great album.
Thanks.
That's a great album. I know it's old because that's what, like 2 years ago, or 3, or 2 or 3.
Two.
Two.
It's like a year and a half, almost 2. This following, I think October will make it 2 years.
Walk me through that, because that was a really great album.
That is like, it's like, you know, like when people be like, okay, I think I'm understanding what I'm supposed to be making. That was that scenario. I was like, I was turned, I had some money in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was fucking with me like producer wise, and me like, I'm the type of person that like, I like to push myself. So if I created something previous, it either cannot be the same as that or an intensified, better version of that. So I was like, I don't know. I just put the pedal to the metal and I really honed in. And that was also during like COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you spend a lot of time inside. And I feel like that gave me a lot of time to go through a lot of trial and error. And that's how that tape was just born, just like over just hard, like, just like
super crazy production too.
Super crazy production. Like
super crazy production. Like super crazy top 5. Great stuff. You have a Sad Frosty feature on this. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. That's the GOAT. It's the GOAT.
Facts. Great. This is, I mean, just the whole
That's
thing.
that might be one of the most legendary songs of all time.
It's you, Sad Frosty, and who else?
In DC.
In DC. I haven't. Shout out DC to Don. He's supposed to be in here too.
That's a good ass nigga, man.
That's a great guy. That's a crazy. That's a crazy like feature list though. Yeah, like that's a very unorthodox.
It was wild.
Like if that was a stance, it definitely would be like a southpaw. That's some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I think that's, like I said, I feel like that's the fun part about you. Because, like, some way, somehow, even if it doesn't look like it's going to be, like, super cohesive on paper, the shit ends up being, like...
That's, like, my whole... Because I was literally talking about this not too long ago, about how, like, I just got into music, realistically. Like, a lot of niggas been listening to music, like Lil Wayne and all that shit since they was, like, kids. You know what I'm saying? Listening to his albums and shit. Like, I was not listening to that. So, like, when I be making, like, tapes and shit and making songs, I be like, those songs, like, that are, like, super big or, like, legendary tracks that people that they grew up with are fresh in my ears. So I'm always constantly thinking, like, okay, what can I make that is like on par with what I just heard? Yeah. On top of like everyone going crazy right now making good ass music, it's like I can't. In the underground. Mind you, in the underground.
Niggas in the other part are struggling. Boo boo. Going, just losing it.
Except for some, but
except for some. Taylor Swift just fucking did 6 shows at the SoFi and sold them out.
Yeah, it's insane.
It must be.
I don't listen to Taylor Swift, but hey, you go, girl.
I don't either, but somebody just told me that stat like 2 days ago that went to like her show.
Yeah.
I said 6 back to back. The fuck is this? That's an arena.
It's some Michael Jackson shit.
It is, but we know the truth.
But literally, that tape, just making it. I don't know. It's a crazy process. Most of my tapes be taking a minute.
You write them?
It's write, freestyle.
50-50?
50-50, executive produce and shit. I be tapping in with like a certain like amount of producers. I work with the same producers. So as I grow older and like start trying different shit, they already know
what direction.
Exactly. So they like push that, help me push that for me. Shout out to them. Wouldn't be anywhere without them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like putting they like own blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. The process of making these tapes be insane. They're all like stories. You know what I'm saying? All like mini stories, and I have all these inspirations from like older music. So like, I want my shit to sound popping, but then I want it to sound chill, but then I want it to sound like experimental. That's why you have like these all nostalgic vibes and like real like callbacks to like OG styles and like different style in the writing and like down to the production and like the way like the drum patterns and even laid out and all that shit all plays a part. Because I'm like
it kind of like you were talking about too, that you spent a lot of time, or at least the beginning of your musical life was listening to a lot of like anime intros and things of that nature. And it really shows, especially, and I'm switching, but like that ODB song, like it's very like, it gives me like, and I'm not gonna name it who I think, I'll tell you after, but like it gives me like it's such a twist between like something like you would hear at the end of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's such a fun song. It's really it's really an unserious hook. But it's like, but it's given such a a strong stature in how it's laid out from like, from the percussion to the just the beat itself, and then how you guys are layering and playing off each other. Like it's a perfect scenario. Insane.
Literally, thank you. I literally like
from a rapper. Is
that's
like
real. Appreciate that.
It's important.
Yeah, I feel like the society really looks down on the normal rapper's skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think that's in part it's fault on both sides, because I mean you again this would be like kind of like an example. Look at Tyler.
Yeah.
Like, you think of Tyler before, he was always making beats, yeah, sure, but he was also, talking about other things.
Yeah.
That is just insane. But then as you see, like, he was bashed for years and banned from places. And now the nigga talks about flowers and all types of other shit, and the shit is more sonically and, musically put together that he's doing. And like, he's never been a lyric guy, but everything is coming together perfectly to where now he's getting, Grammy nominations and shit like that, where it's like, I think we have to, as a culture and group of people, to just not try to put a cover on everything so quickly.
Let's label shit.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean? Like let's see where they go. I mean, because people don't people's idea of artists are just like, you're only as good as your last thing, but if you do 2 albums that may have similar sounds, this is you now. You're a quote quote rapper. And that's why I think it's so interesting too with people that try to get on like playlists. It's like it's not gonna be a good thing for you.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Playlist wave is ass.
Bro, you know how many people still actively look for that? And it's like, it's passive listening. They're not listening to your song, they're running a mile. They're not looking at their arm to see your song. Like, I promise you.
The organic shit.
Yeah, you want people to recognize who you are. Like, yeah, it might give you an extra couple monthly listeners, but I'm like, that's not sustainable.
I'd rather have 10 diehards than like 30 niggas that kind of fuck with me. Like,
yeah,
fuck that kind of shit. That kind of shit be whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't be tripping OD about numbers either, because I know, like, niggas respect my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know when that time comes, it's going to do its thing. In the meantime, what I have to do is just put my head down, right? Put my head in the books.
And actually
and apply what I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? Everything I'm recording, every beat that is put in front of me, I'm learning some shit, new shit. You know what I'm saying? And my inspirations and my like just delusional thinking is like, okay, I can make this fucking crazier than what I just heard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, just keep fueling the fire and like, you know what I'm saying? It's going in.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's too that all artists should work on their craft like viciously, like to the point where it's like, just get in the studio and stay there. Just don't. Like, don't get out, get you the couple producers that you can get in person.
Psychomaniac shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just be insane. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's so much to learn in this field that it's like...
There's no end. People think there's an end, you know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying? You could be 50 years old making the craziest shit. I can't lie. Like, I know Jay-Z, old nigga. But I swear to God, sometimes he say some shit in his old age where I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
But 50 not really even
not really
old.
But
like,
to the term of the young
niggas?
niggas?
To the young niggas, yeah.
Or like, I know this not even old either, but just like someone that's more mature that you would think is not on that mind, like not even think about rap. Like, for example, like Babyface Ray.
Yeah, so it's been that's yeah.
He's an older guy. He obviously not old, he's still young, you know what I'm saying? To me, like 30, 40 is like 50 is like young.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like when he hit 60, he's like, damn,
okay, all right.
You might need to chill for a bit. You know what I'm saying? But like 30 years old for someone like in his young 20s, the normal casual young 20-year-old is like 30.
Yeah.
Nigga, you old, nigga.
I think anybody before they turn 30 is
thinking that shit.
30?
You 30, nigga? So
Nah,
it's like,
word.
when he's saying shit that's relating to me, I'm like, yo, but it's the penman shit you can hear. It's like, nah, this nigga has been working at this for years.
I say the same thing about Wayne. Like, like on a very like
going off.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta think, like, when they dropped the Carter 5, right? And the Carter 5 had been done for 7 years. So I don't know when it dropped. I think like maybe 4 years ago, but it had been done 7 years prior to that. And when you hear it, it sounds the exact same way. Like if a Lil Baby album dropped, it sounds the exact same shit as like a Lil Baby album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounds current. And it's like, then I think I seen an interview with somebody asking him, how much of it did you change? He said, I just changed certain words like the to they and to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He said he did. So the fact is that you could really be so ahead of a curve or so ahead of a generation.
They won't even see it.
And yeah, but that nigga does not do shit but sit in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's how I be feeling sometimes. I feel like the shit I be fucking with or the shit I be trying to make be really ahead of niggas. Because I've always seen that with my songs too. Like, they don't really hit off first rip. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like your rare occasion where you got like a universal banger.
Yeah.
But there's been songs that I've had that literally put this damn hoodie on my fucking back.
Yeah.
And when it first came out, ain't nobody was fucking with that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it grew so much over time. I was like, damn, I feel like niggas just had to let it settle in with them.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta I feel like anything else, you'd have to like people that it's like the Twitter effect of people like when, for instance, for Travis Scott album dropped. Everybody in the first hour was like, it's just trash.
Literally.
You listen to an hour album for an hour.
Niggas just be saying that shit for the clicks.
Yeah, like
media sluts.
Exactly. Like, yo, you
just want attention.
Just want attention.
They don't have no real.
You're still listening to the album right now.
Literally,
like, you know what I mean?
Like,
trolling,
bro.
Bro, it's actually insane. But it's like I feel like but it's the same effect where like you have to let that sit with you. You have to let it marinate, and and so on and so forth.
I feel like too, at least 50% of the media are niggas that just listen to singles and listen to what's kind of cool. The niggas that fuck with shit like sonically and be like OD in it, it's like either it's a small group of niggas on the media, but it's a fat group of niggas that be off the internet.
Yeah.
Like in life people.
Yeah.
That be like, oh, I fuck with this. Oh, I'm listening to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, even when I started doing this, it's like, it's made me have to keep a closer eye on certain things and really check into everything. Like, not just the people I might know or whatever the case is, but it's like, I definitely see that, but it's like sometimes it's always not. I feel like that group of fret niggas you was talking about all work for Pitchfork. Because it doesn't.
They hate niggas.
They
hate niggas.
I'm
sorry, but it's true, bro.
It's actually insane.
They
Pitchfork
really hate.
be giving out crazy reviews.
There be some salty ass dudes up on there.
I don't know, man. Like, Pitchfork be out for y'all. Like, no cap,
bro.
Like, they be giving. And like, my bad. You go.
Nah, you literally about to say the same thing I was about to say.
Because, I mean, I see some people in the Blue Moon get a good score, and it's like, the rest of them must have been one person that gave you that score. Because I remember, I think Danny Brown dropped. He got a crazy score. I think the last person I've seen to get, like, a good score was Tony. Tony Snow was, like, the last person. Yeah.
He needs that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He always gets a high score. He's one of the best rappers of our generation.
I mean, hey, man, it's fucking...
one of the best rappers of our generation.
It's fucking Tony, man. You know what I'm saying? What can you
too
do,
goated.
He's a great guy. You know what I'm saying? That's someone that gives a fuck about,
That's someone that you can tell, like, oh, this nigga really like music. Some niggas, you be like, this nigga just like to rap.
Nah, you know what's funny? On Lil Wayne's birthday, I'll tell a story. Why not? I hate talking out of school, but it's kind of funny. So I called him for something, and he's playing a Lil Wayne song. Tony really likes Lil Wayne. And so I call him, and he's singing a song. We sat there and sang like 2 Lil Wayne songs and some shit like that. Because, I mean, I'm the same thing. I love Lil Wayne as well. So it's like it's just the fact where it's like when you're really studying that nigga, he takes it the same exact way. Like, he has that same type of intensity, and like, it's just hella funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, he's rapping his heart out on all these albums. You know what I'm saying?
It's just too crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But same thing with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you go in a different direction about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not about trying to be, you know what I'm saying, the hardest rapper. You're making vibes, and I think that's important. That's
I
what
feel
it
like
need to be.
I be trying to like target the niggas that are, they got thick skin,
Yeah,
but they really just chill.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
At the end of the day,
the dude that he play video games, but he still whip your ass and run a play. You know what I'm
run a
saying?
play.
But
all three.
But he still want to go home and play COD. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just chill and smoke a blunt
Hang out after the play.
after the play. You know what I'm saying?
What does the dead in this hoodie mean?
So I got this like.
Talking to Mike.
Oh shit, the mic. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
I got this kind of like I guess you say like a group / like brand called Dead Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I made that shit when I was like hella young. Just draw it out. Like I used to draw clothes and shit a lot. So this is like from that
Oh, really?
brand or whatever. But the dead in this hoodie really is like, cause Dead Boys is like, oh, you're dead, but like a boy is like alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the concept is like, yeah, like I'm dead, but I'm still alive.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
You know, it's
like I want it.
It's like when you're dead, you dead inside some
dead
days.
inside, yeah,
you're
you
dead
dead
inside.
inside.
Some days you're just playing through the motions. You're NPC. You're full on
literally-
NPC for a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
man.
at certain points, there's like moments where you're like,
Little
no,
sparks
I
of
am
life.
very much alive. But right now, I'm just like, yo. You know what I'm saying?
just here. I'm just driving in this fucking traffic.
I feel like that's the most realist human
No,
thing,
that's
though.
what I'm saying. No, it is. I mean, you definitely have ups and downs. Just being human for for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So no, I get it. I mean, I just always want to know what it is, but it's just a very captivating hoodie.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just dead in this bit. Like, I'm just like,
We're just here.
we're
You know
just
what I'm
here.
saying?
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm happy that I'm here. But I'm like,
But I'm still
here.
dead. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
still-
Fuck.
Yo, it's so. I remember I was at Trader Joe's where I was getting some chicken tahini and
It's good food.
good food.
It's good food.
And these niggas pulled up to me talking.
In Trader Joe's.
Some YouTube niggas, bruh, pulled up. Was like, yo, niggas got right next to me. Another nigga was like, yo, sir, what does that hoodie mean? I'm like, yo, nigga.
I'll just spread out.
Bro, I was mad. I had just faced one before I went to, when you face one before you go to the grocery store, so everything looks a little bit way better than it was before. So you're like, damn, I'm about to go crazy up in this grocery store.
Exactly.
It was like one of those days.
Yeah, exactly.
These niggas pull up, and I'm like, dead? Yeah, I'm basically just dead right now. Just walking around, I'm dead. These niggas is like, what the fuck?
I hope someone send me this. Please, God. If you have it, send it to me.
I don't know. I feel like them niggas either, I don't know. I don't know. It's
They
something.
probably did, bro. Niggas go in
some
the grocery
shit.
stores and act insane nowadays.
Ask questions.
You know
They
what
be
I'm saying?
pulling up in the grocery store like, hey, those diamonds real?
Let me check.
Let me check, bro.
Like, bro, niggas doing a lot of crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie. Niggas get hurt.
Those
It's
niggas
crazy.
are evil.
Oh,
Those
God.
are the spawn of Satan.
only to bring bad shit to you. There's nothing good from
and make you look bad in front of your bitch. It's literally all it is. You niggas is pulling up on niggas with shorties. Talking about, yeah, man, that shit real. And they be like tricking them too. They be like, hey, I got a YouTube channel. It's real big. Like, I just want to interview you, bro. I want to interview you.
Talking about they do it and that motherfucker, or it be real and they device you're supposed to read it like fake. It's like, oh, bro,
They be
that's
having the
not real.
fake testers.
And then it be no. Then they be invested. Now do this side. It's
be like, you put it on it?
you put it
You
on it.
You put it
Nah,
on the
bro,
middle.
do
You got it on the
you
middle
do
part.
it
You got it on
wrong.
the middle part, man.
They really be arguing about it too. It's insane.
You know, be the worst niggas. I know this should be scripted, but it be so foul because niggas be doing it. Have your homegirl call your
Oh man,
your nigga and see if he
Yeah.
wanna fuck.
Yeah.
And then she,
And then-
she Tamara don't gotta find out. And then he like, all right, man, I'm gonna slide. Shorty's right there.
It's,
Talking about, nigga, what the fuck? You sliding?
You know what though? They need to bring back cheaters. Cheaters was
Oh
real.
my God,
cheaters was real.
I seen some crazy shit. Nigga ran into the a room, like the hotel room, and the bitch had a horse mask on.
I seen it. I just seen it on Twitter. I just seen it.
That shit is crazy.
I just seen it, and I'm like, dog, what do y'all got going on? Like, this is insane.
Bro, if I walked in on my shorty trying to become an animorph, bro, it's raps. It's over, bro. I can't even claim that I dated that shorty. It's too crazy. You cheated on me as a horse?
I think I have to cut this because it will be a kink shame. I think it's a kink shame.
Shame it off. Shame it off.
Shame it off.
Easy, bro. Shame it on niggas.
Anyway, so what new album do we got coming out? What are we working on? I gotta fucking do something.
You're not working on no animals, that's for sure. No horses allowed.
That was the funniest.
Niggas is full on library books. It was crazy.
That shit was fun. So anyway, oh fuck. Yeah, no, for real. So what are we working on before we get out of here?
I'm working on this tape. I'm dropping it like next
What's the
week.
name?
Skull Candy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Skull Candy.
Why?
Makes you feel like a kid. I use Skull Candy headphones. The tape is nostalgic.
It is.
And
they don't make them like they used to no more.
They don't.
They don't feel the same.
They don't. You need the ones that break within the first 3 hours.
Yeah, no, the ones where you play it too loud. And
you got these wireless joints.
What am I supposed to do with these?
I need them wrinkled up.
Weird
a shortage. I need a shortage
in the right earphone.
Yeah, you know, if it gets a little bit too loud, you get like a shock.
Yeah, they were built so poorly.
It was blowing niggas' brains up. It was assassination attempts.
Oh shit! When is it dropping?
Shit. I'm dropping on 18th.
On 18th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
I gotta show you some of that shit.
Yeah, please.
It's valid.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt in my mind.
I'm doing that, and then I'm doing my first like headline show.
Oh shit, where?
And off Fairfax, on scene LA.
I'm there.
It's in downtown. Not downtown. What the hell am I saying?
You said Fairfax.
Yeah, I'm faded. I smoked up a little bit before I came.
It's all right. You take the edge off.
Yeah.
I mean, hilarious. Well, guys, we're just about out of time here, but you know, so this has been an episode.
We've been chatting and chatting.
We've been chatting for real.
Talking at mess hall.
Man, what? This is. Any last words before we get out of here?
Fuck.
Looks for something inspirational.
Nah, not even. No inspiration allowed. Don't believe anything that comes out of my fucking mouth. Don't be lame. Don't be one of them loser dudes.
Stop running up on niggas in the fucking grocery store with their girls, man.
Don't be a loser. Don't be a loser. Stop trying to be a YouTuber. No more YouTubers allowed.
We need doctors, guys. Nurses.
No more smasher passes. No more of those. Those are banned.
No more. Zero.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been Life and Times with
Keshore.
Bow.
It feel good to get no fucks. Fuck around and fuck a slut. If you haven't fucked me now, then that bitch is out of luck. Mama want me home. 20